today I wanted to talk about 5 times where my systems broke or I didn't even have systems. And I wanted to give up. Lessons I learned and long-term solutions I found. So first, let's just dive right in. First, when I had to make a schedule. So it was pretty easy for me to teach programs when I had one program per day, and I was the instructor. As soon as it was time for me to delegate, and to have an instructor or 2 or 3, I started building my team out. My lack of processes and skills really came back to bite me. So I had to create a spreadsheet, and my business ran on that spreadsheet for assigning curriculum, scheduling programs, tracking the reservation of facilities, knowing who the contact was at each facility, and the status of whether an instructor had accepted the assignment. All of these different things. Like, each sheet on this spreadsheet had 20 columns just to track the basics that needed to be known every single day programs were running. So that was the best solution I came up with. And for a while, I thought my solution was unique to me. I thought maybe I just wasn't very savvy and organized. And then I reached out to another enrichment business in the area, and they'd been doing this for 20 years at scale. So I asked, what do you all do to schedule and, keep track of all your programs? And they said, we use a spreadsheet. So, so then I didn't feel so bad. But my longer term solution to that, once I brought on team members for operational and administrative support, and my team members had more skills in being organized, and still we lived from the spreadsheet, I realized that the issue at the heart of it was that there was no technology, no platform, no tool made for us for our scheduling needs. So DIY, everyone made their own spreadsheets. And so that is part of the reason why we developed enrops, our enrichment all-in-one platform. It's everything your enrichment business runs on. And we made our summer schedule. Our program manager made our schedule in less than 5 minutes, and it usually took her a few days to make just a draft schedule. And that doesn't include the rounds of back and forths between the instructors getting a form out to collect their availability. Wait, then you got to figure out who didn't get it back. Then you got to chase them down. And then you have to do a tentative assignment and reach out to everybody. And wait, do you all like this schedule or not? And track all of that. It's an iterative process that takes all of these steps and communications across a bunch of scattered conversations with individuals. And it takes a long time when done in that way. And now with enrops, she was able to make it in a matter of minutes, start to finish, curriculum assigned, and at the level of accuracy that we previously have not been able to get to, with especially a first pass. And it's really beautiful with our operations dashboard. We send out the instructor availability and interest for the upcoming term. So they let us know what days they are available, what times, but also what programs they like to teach, which ones they will not teach. And so we get to assign programs based on their preferences for age groups, for locations, for day, time, if they prefer half day or whole day sessions. And so we have happier, more satisfied instructors. Previously, when we were doing this, we weren't able to assign so perfectly with their preferences, and sometimes that would make the process even longer because we would have to go back and forth and negotiate with our instructors to get to a schedule that they felt comfortable with or that they liked. Some of our instructors say, actually, I only want to teach 2 weeks out of the summer, so no more than that, or I only like to teach this first half of the week. If you have, maybe 2-day mini sessions, I'll do that, but I won't do whole weeks. So to be able to capture all of that from all instructors via our platform, we can clearly see who has completed it, who hasn't. The dashboard, the platform can send reminders. It's beautiful. It's all there. And then with that information, it creates the draft of the schedule, assigning people where it aligns with their availability and their preferences. And then once a draft schedule is made, then it goes out to the instructors for them to review, and they can accept it as is without changes, or they can request changes be made, and then they put that in the comments. It goes back, and all of that happens through the dashboard. It's really, really cool. So that's amazing. A process that took weeks now takes 5 minutes. And we've noticed that our instructors get us the feedback with their availability. They got it to us so much more quickly using the platform. So that communication is going really well when done through enrops. And when I did the schedule, I was doing it in a in a spiral book. Like, I was writing it down. I mean, I was flying by the seat of my pants to that extent. Like, I couldn't even get it on the spreadsheet. I was writing things down. Okay, so and so sent an email back. They said they can do it this time, and I'm writing it down. And wait, a sub was needed, so I had to go teach. So I didn't even have time to do all these things. Like, so much was happening that I couldn't even get organized enough to really reliably get into a spreadsheet. So when my team was able to do that, even that was a step up from what I was regularly and reliably able to do on my own. And now we have a platform that does it for us. It's such a wonderful, relieving feeling. And I'm so excited for others in the community to be able to access that and to start using it for free. You can learn more at getenrops.com and make your next schedule. And you'll see like the beauty and the magic of that moment. The relief is palpable. All right. So the next issue I had tied to that was recap emails and proactive emails that let people know what exactly we're teaching, what skills are being taught, not only in each program, but each session. And in our programs, we do prefer that families know what we talked about, what they learned in the class that day, and then also extension questions, activities. Sometimes you ask your kid, how'd it go? And they're like, it was good. I'm like, okay, it was good. What else happened? It was fun. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. What do I do to extend that learning at home? How do I know what you learned? How do I know that it is so distinctly valuable versus what you learn in school? And so if we're not proactively providing that information, then we're leading families and our customers to have to connect the dots on their own, and they shouldn't have to do that thinking for us. It should be upfront, the information given as they need it proactively before programs take place or right after. Hey, this is what we're going to go over today, or this is what your child learned today. These are the skills they've learned. Right. So they can know the value of these programs, so that when they have to make a tough decision about something has to get cut, it won't be your program because they see the real value of that. They experience, and they've been proactively provided all of the skills that their kid is learning over time. So that was really hard for me. I did that manually. And then I thought I was doing great when I used a registration site that had like parent communications, and it still took a long time. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I guess I have so many partnership sites to do that, 30, 45 schools, sites per term at a time. 55, it's a lot. And to even do a one message welcoming everyone with the proper logistics, well, that's 55 messages I'm having to code in. And then if I want to do recaps, if we have 8-week after school program session, then you can multiply that out and an end of term recap. It's way too much. And then I have to see, well, what curriculum was assigned and what message do I need to provide? All of these things. So with enrops, it does it for me. Just did it. It was beautiful. enrops has all of my curriculum. It's all there. Journey to STEM curriculum is there. Anyone who uses it for their different businesses, they upload their curriculum, and you don't have to tell enrops all the different things. You don't have to make the message. enrops is smart. It's an AI native platform. It creates the messages, the skills. It reads all of your curriculum. It knows the skills that kids are learning and when they're learning them. It lets you know that. It uses plain language to explain that to families. And you review, okay, are these the skills that have been learned? It makes the marketing messages for you. It makes your parent and partner communication messages for you that will be sent at different points in the term. It gives you a recommendation. You can change when those things are sent, and it's done. And it's all scheduled, and it all goes out. And it's all correct because enrops also knows where your program is, what date it's on, what time it's at. So those beginning of program, end of program, logistical messages, those are already done for you. And that took me so much time each term. It was ridiculous. It's how I spent a lot of my weekends. I'm just gonna be real with that one. And so I don't have to do that anymore. So that feels really good. Another one, tracking enrollment numbers. This one so annoying. Like, annoying is the only word. Tracking enrollment numbers, we have to do it. We have to know where the numbers are, what programs are near, at minimum, which ones are going into a wait list. How quickly does that happen? Because if it happens very quickly, we can open up an additional program at that site, potentially. Which ones are not moving at all? That might be an indicator of maybe that partner did not share the information yet, right? We want to know our current student enrollment in real time at every point. And there are no integrations that do that. So, um, our platform didn't allow for that we use for registration didn't allow for any automations that could do registration updates for us in our spreadsheet. So I had to hire someone to manually do that work. And minimum wage even is expensive. So at the very lowest for most metropolitan areas in the United States right now, it's 15, 16, $17 an hour. I'm paying $20 an hour for someone to update these numbers twice a week. And really, I needed those numbers updated daily, but I couldn't pay hundreds a week just for this basic information for 5 numbers to move each day, but a person had to manually go through every single program and compare them. And that took hours. So that was hundreds a month, just monitoring program numbers. And now we have enrops, and it does it for us. It's beautiful. We have our programs already scheduled for the summer, scheduled for fall and winter, and we have live numbers updated in real time. So we can see where our programs are. It gives us recommendations, actions we can take, what has been done so far. Everything is in one place. So it's not even just an integrated all-in-one place to have all your numbers updated on your behalf and all that stuff, but it also relieves that need for human labor, for someone to add in the numbers, for someone to make all of those emails. And people don't like doing that kind of work anyway. So yeah, it does it all. That's been such a huge relief. So yeah, that's been our solution there. Um, Now we know our numbers in real time, and we can perform interventions or additional marketing efforts as needed proactively. So we're no longer at the last moment scurrying around trying to get our programs to minimum because now we have that data. Cool. All right. So next, I alluded to this with the first pain point, but when it came time to extend the business beyond me, when I went from being a solopreneur to having a team and all of the processes that come with that, I felt like giving up then because that was the first real, um, like sobering moment that, oh, wait, I don't really have good systems in place. So when it came to sharing the curriculum, I'm sharing them as like Google Docs. Well, not everyone has that. Sharing them as PDFs. Well, okay. Well, how's the instructor going to reference that at the site? So then I had to print them, things like that. So I'm printing all of these things, had to buy an additional printer, um, buying the ink constantly and then delivering the printed copies because quite a few people couldn't access them from their phones. Plus, I don't want them to be like looking in their phones all the time. There are all those considerations. Um, so yeah, when it came to just sharing curriculum, also instructional support for instructors, whether it was, um, behavior management training or safety training or things like that, I had to do that live synchronously because I didn't have any go-to ready materials that would train them for the specific youth enrichment context. Um, so that there was a lot of time spent there and even creating my slides and presentation that I would give live to each instructor as they were hired. That took a lot of time. And we know that in the youth enrichment business, there's a lot of turnover. So that was just a lot of my bandwidth spent on giving these onboarding and upskilling trainings. And beyond that, the logistics of like paying people. If you have contractors, you know this pain point well. There are no tools that adequately pay contractors, so we are left having to piecemeal things on our own or use payroll processing tools that are really clunky and accurate and create more work and charge us a bunch of money just to get things wrong and require a lot more work from us. It is a huge headache, and it's one that I know would not have been solved before we developed enrops. Because I've looked for 3 years. I've looked, my husband looked, he was running payroll for me on the weekends for a very long time. We're doing the math and trying to calculate how many programs were taught and wait, but then there was an inclement weather day. So then we got to take that away. And, oh wait, but then the person works a little bit longer this day and we're having to do all the math. And then I thought, okay, well, people can log their own time. And every week, people did, and some people did not log it correctly. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Now I have to remember this and I have to take that information. I have to add that to this week's. And it was just so much. And then I have to refer to the schedule and all these points. It took so much time. It was logistically a nightmare. No matter what platform we used, it was a nightmare until enrops. Now having everything all in the same place at the same time is so helpful because enrops has the schedule. It knows. It knows if a program was canceled. It knows who taught, where, for how long. It knows their pay rate. It calculates it. It has everyone's pay for that week right there. It knows your pay rates. You put that in once, it's done. Okay, is this accurate? Cool. And it pays them. Done. Done. It does it. All of those complexities. I mean, we had multiple steps. Like, it was ridiculous. And now we have a solution. So that is the one that I feel the most relief from because I want people to be paid promptly and accurately. They need to be paid accurately, correctly the first time. Like, that's just good business. And now we have a platform that enables us to do that. So yeah, that was another one. But overall, as I'm thinking through like all of these issues that made me just want to throw in the towel, I realized that there were holes, gaps in systems and tools that I needed. I needed help, and I did the best I could. I used over 8 different platforms um, to hold together the operations of my business, and it did get to a point recently